card already jumped out, y'all. Let's get into it. Oh, okay. I'm putting that back in because that was a message for me. I pulled a card earlier today. I pull a card each day just for like a little morning intention, and it was the card I pulled today. So that it was just a reminder for me on that front. I also read tarot a little bit differently from other readers. I do read reversals, but I read reversals as internal subconscious energy, not as like the reverse of the meaning of the cards. And I do usually try and have the cards jump out at me, but I will be using the Rider-Waite tarot, the traditional tarot that you're thinking of. A lot of readers will also use oracle cards. Today we're keeping it simple, just the Rider-Waite. This is a collective reading for anyone. Oh, hello, Amira. Thank you so much for joining me. We are just getting started with a little tarot reading here. And it's a collective reading for anyone that is here sharing your energy with me now, as Amira is, and anyone who may be watching this in the future. A message for your wholest and truest self. If you believe in a higher power, calling that energy in, or stepping into the truth of your subconscious, your psychology. Okay. What is our energy right now? Current energy. I just got really hot all over my body, which does happen if you've watched any readers or channeling. That's a common experience. But this is I'm hearing heavy, hefty. Interesting. Okay, current energy. You may be feeling a little scattered right now, a little chaotic, a little unclear, but like you want clarity because something feels big, something feels important, but you just don't know what this big important thing is. Whoa, yeah, okay. Current energy, we have the Three of Swords and the 10 of Wands in reverse. Can I do a half heart on the screen? Like this? Sure. So, like I mentioned earlier, I read reversals as internal subconscious energy, not the reverse of the meaning. So there is something that you're holding on to that's weighing you down, right? There's something that is deeply... There's something in your subconscious, and it's related to something that you're letting go of. The Three of Swords is the card of grief, the card of letting go, the card of heartbreak. Whatever heartbreak, and it doesn't have to be like a breakup or direct grief or like something that feels very strongly like, oh, I am feeling heartbreak, right? But there's some sort of energy that is heavy, right? That's what I just said. Heavy, hefty. There's something that we're carrying, but you may not even be aware that you're carrying it, that you're holding on to it, but it's making our heart feel heavy. The thing with heartbreak, I'm gonna have to turn my AC on. I am getting so warm. I hope the audio doesn't get too fuzzy. The thing with heartbreak is that it breaks your heart open so that it can hold more, right? It's really difficult when we experience heartbreak because it hurts, right? It hurts for your heart to break open. But it allows it to grow. It allows for more space. When something like in honor of Amira asking for a half heart, I'll do it again. But also imagine this, right? If you're breaking your heart open, it allows something to be poured in, to be filled in that space as you're healing, and you can get more full. When we think of a vacuum, it's actually the way our lungs work, the way our breath works. When you go to breathe, you're not sucking in air. What your body actually does is just expand your lungs, which creates a vacuum for air to flow into. And that's what a vacuum is. It's creating an expansion of nothingness that something has to fill, something has to go into, because you can't have nothingness, because everything is made up of matter and energy and particles, like scientifically, laws of physics. So when you have this opening from the breaking, there is something that is being invited in as well. But it feels heavy. It feels really heavy. And I also don't want to be saying this to discount any feelings that you may be feeling around whatever this is. I'm feeling it in my heart space, right? It is absolutely normal. It is absolutely allowed to have these feelings. And heartbreak does feel heavy. It does. And even if it doesn't, maybe you're not even aware of how heavy it actually might be weighing, that's okay. This is a space to just allow. I don't feel like the message, well, I don't know what, I was about to say, I don't feel like this is asking us to necessarily like dig all of this up, but almost just sit with it. Just sit with these feelings and allow them to be. Okay, what energy is supporting us right now as we handle these heartbreaks, this heavy heart energy? What is supporting this heavy heart energy? Not supporting the heavy heart energy, but supporting us. Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh, beautiful. We have the Hanged Man and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Your inner voice, your inner truth is coming through to speak to you, and it's reminding you that it's okay to take a pause. Hanged Man is in reverse too. The Hanged Man is all about taking a step back and again, like allowing what I was just saying, right? It's not necessarily even having to solve anything, having to figure out, okay, what is this? What is it so I can put it down? You don't need to worry about fixing something. You're not broken. You don't need to worry about sewing your heart back together. It's okay to just feel whatever those feelings are right now, because they're here. And I always say this, emotions are messages, not promises. Just because you're feeling something right now doesn't mean it's going to be here forever, but there's something that it's trying to tell you, right? And listen to your inner voice. Listen to that inner messenger. There is something that is truthful about what you are experiencing. And there is some new idea that you are learning about yourself. I mean, we've gotten a lot of reversal here on the board. There is something new about what it is that you're learning about yourself through this. It could be about how you handle grief, how you deal with hard times, how you engage with yourself when you're not feeling 100%. How do you hold yourself with kindness? How do you hold yourself with love? And how do you allow your inner voice to be your own best friend? We are the person that we spend the most time with, right? We are the person that we know the best. Anyone that you spend a lot of time with, you want that to be a good relationship. And we spend 100% of our time with ourselves. So allow a trust. It's like building a trust with yourself too, that Ace of Swords energy. And it may take a pause. It may take rest. But it is about this internal energy this internal sense of self. It's not about like how other people are perceiving you. It's about how you're perceiving yourself. And there should be there's no shoulds. Trust, take what works for you, leave the rest. 444 on the timer as I'm saying this. So, apply this to you in a way that feels expansive, not constrictive. But if you need to do something to pause, to rest, to just feel and allow, right? It's like if you're going through all of these feelings and it's like, but I got to get up and I got to go to work and I need to just push these feelings down so I can get through the day. And then you get home and you're exhausted and you just immediately go to bed. Like, today's Saturday. Maybe take the rest of today and just feel, right? Like, even if you had something you really needed to do, schedule it for tomorrow, or see if you can take tomorrow to just focus on you, or some evening, right? It doesn't have to be long. And I get that there's things we all need to do, but see if you can take just an hour or two and schedule some time just to be, not to put on. And I'm saying this as much to myself. When I say be, I don't mean I'm just going to sit and watch, a YouTube video. I'm just going to sit and watch a movie, right? Just be with yourself, be with your thoughts, to allow this inner voice to come through, this inner truth to speak to you. And sometimes that means sitting in silence. So there is something about this relationship with the self coming up from it. I almost feel like that's the lesson in whatever this heartbreak is, right? In whatever this heaviness of heart is that we're feeling. We are supporting ourselves. We are our own truth. We are our own best thing. What wall are we facing here? What energy is constricting us as we are trying to work through this energy? What may be constricting us? What may be constricting us? Let's see. We may feel pretty constricted right now. A bunch of cards just flew out. I'm going to put them back because I want one or two on the energy that is constricting us. But we may be feeling like this heaviness is constricting, right? Like there is a lot of, the word sorrow is coming up again. Like hefty was the word that came up before we pulled any cards. Maybe I'm almost hearing, like, when I'm asking what wall is in front of us, like it feels like walls are closing in on all sides, right? It feels constrictive. I'm also hearing like breathe through it. Maybe it feels like it's hard to breathe. Grief can do that to us. A card just flipped upside down. Hang on, I need to go find it. There it is. Queen of Cups in reverse is what's constricting us. Our ability to love ourselves. This is, wow. This really is all about our relationship to ourselves and our ability to love ourselves through this energy, through this difficulty. The Queen of Cups is the master of emotions. She has such high EQ, emotional intelligence, and she is like nurturing, mothering, all of, like, the Queen of Cups is the energy of your mother wrapping you up in a hug. But when we grow up and we become adults and we're now responsible for these energies for ourselves, we're now responsible for loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves and parenting ourselves. You have to step into your own mothering role, right? I live across an ocean from my mom, and boy, do I wish I could get a hug from my mom every single day, but I can't. So what do I need to do instead to feel that energy? This wall that's coming up, I'm hearing looking outside yourself for what you need to be giving yourself. Are you looking for love, for nurturing, for affirmation, validation, messages, truths with the Ace of Swords coming out, right? Are you listening to voices outside of you when really it's the voice inside you that you should be looking to? It's the love that you have for yourself that you should be looking to right now during this time of heartbreak. I hate how much I say should. Well, you shouldn't do anything that you don't feel like you should do, right? But I do believe that you should love yourself. We have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. When you step into this energy of remothering, of being our own parent, of being our own beloved, right? Being your own beloved, that heftiness starts to unlock and it starts to move fast. When you stop white knuckling something, it can start to flow a lot quicker through our system. Okay, what's the door in this wall? What's the door that we can find to step through this wall? Oh, wow. Okay, we got a lot. There's a lot going on here. Some cards fell. I love this card. We have the High Priestess. This is actually, I'll show you because I love my phone case. I have the High Priestess as my phone case. But the High Priestess is all about inner intuition, right? Trusting yourself, but it's also about divine balance. You'll see the two pillars. The B and J stand for Boaz and Joachim. They're pillars of an ancient Jewish mysticism temple. There's a whole bunch of symbology in the tarot that if you're interested, highly recommend you research. It's really cool. I mean, I really like it. If you're interested in theology or symbology or anything like that, dive into the tarot. It's super interesting. It arose during the time of the Renaissance as well. So the artwork is deeply beautiful and very symbolic. But it's all about this balance. So yes, it is trusting yourself, but starting from a place of your inner knowledge in order to gain any outside input too. It's not that you're completely shutting down outside input. It's not that you're saying, I don't care what you have to say to me and I'm going to go and be on my own and you know, all I need is myself during this time of healing. It's saying you need to start with that internal truth, that internal knowledge, that internal being your own beloved, right? Listening to your own inner voice, but then using that after this pause, listening to yourself, using that to process through this energy to then be able to engage with the external world in a healthier way. Maybe this heartbreak is coming from a sense of like community or losing certain people or a change and a shift in certain relationship dynamics. I mean, we've all heard the like, you have to be whole by yourself before you can step into a relationship, right? And I'm not here to give relationship advice or pass judgment on how anyone engages in their relationship, but I am here to say that you deserve to feel fully loved, and we all have the capacity to fully love ourselves, and you deserve to be able to give that to yourself, right? So whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you, trust that message, trust that intuitive wisdom and guidance. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. This is all about generosity. Yes, there's a generosity of self, but I'm hearing accept the gifts. Maybe something is coming in for you. Someone's being generous to you, and accept it. If someone's trying to show you love, if someone's trying to show you compassion, if someone, if there is generosity, whether it be from a stranger or a community or anything, like step into gratitude. Sometimes we are the thing that gets in our own way of accepting the love that we deserve, right? We were talking about earlier how a broken heart breaks your heart open so that you can allow these things to come in to fill you up, but you have to allow that opening for all of that beautiful generosity to flow in. We also had a split on the bottom of the deck, and as I was shuffling, and the Hierophant, the Tower, and the Knight of Wands came out. I think the Tower is talking about this heartbreak, right? Until we, it's the epiphany that comes out of the Tower moment. It could feel like our external world is crumbling a little bit, like there's something that has broken, but it comes with this internal epiphany. It is accompanied by this internal knowledge and structure that we can bring, like a divine structure to our creative energy. How can you maybe ritualize or practice this self-love, this like divine belief in yourself, this divine love of yourself, honoring the spark that is within you a little bit every day? Like, yes, maybe we need to pause and take an hour or two or a day to take care of ourselves and just be with ourselves. But also, do you need to build in an extra 10 minutes in the morning for just something for you? And I know not everyone's a journaler, not everyone's a meditator, but is that just an extra 10 minutes to sit outside with your cup of coffee, an extra 10 minutes to, do a quick sun salutation, or just like do some somatic shaking or something, just to call back to mind this practice of honoring your spark, honoring your spark, honoring your spark in a consistent way. Healing and grief takes time. There's a lot of I'm hearing slow then fast, slow then fast, slow then fast. When you take the time to heal, the energy moves quicker. It feels counterintuitive, where it's like, if you want it to go fast, you got to slow down. If you want it to go fast, you got to slow down. That may mean something to someone. Okay. We also have Temperance in reverse, this inner alchemy, right? This ability that you have to take, if you've been here for a hot second, I was talking about in the beginning, the way acting for me has become emotional alchemy, to take the hardest experiences of my life and do something with them, channel them into something that feels productive, that feels artful. And even if you don't consider yourself an artist or a creative person, you can channel, how could you maybe use any hurt or anger that you're feeling to go dance, right? And like move that energy around in your body. Or how could you, if you're a writer, like use this experience to write a poem or write a short story about it. Or if you're working on like trying to come up with a new system for operations at work, or operations with something, how can you use this energy that's coming up right now, this heaviness, this heftiness, this heaviness of heart, to create something else out of it? Can you allow what is being poured into you to be a gift, not a curse? Okay, any final messages from Spirit? Source, higher power, if you have one, or your inner psyche, your inner psychology, subconscious, however you consider your source. Any final messages from Source? Wow. Ooh, this is so interesting. We have King of Cups and the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and we got the Queen of Cups earlier in reverse too, which, normally when the King and the Queen of the same suit come out, readers will tell you it's like, oh, there's some divine union, right? Like love could be coming in, or it could be about your partnership. But because they're both in reverse, and it's internal energy for me when I get reversals, it's being your own better half, being your own wholeness, and balancing that internal energy, right? It's like allowing, oh, sorry, my hair just got stuck in my earring. allowing your divine feminine and your divine masculine to both express within you. You are both, and you are all of these beautiful things. And not to say that you're the only thing you need. We do need to be in communion and community. We're, tribal creatures. But you have all of those reflections inside you as well. You have all of these beautiful, like, pockets of meaning that you can tap into within yourself. And when you tap into them in yourself, you're allowing those to be generated outside of you too. But this really is a message of your own self-perception and being there for yourself. Whatever heaviness of heart you may be feeling, I hope that this is helpful. I hope that you're able to step into this self-love that you deserve. We are all inherently worthy, period. Being born, being here, whoever you are, wherever you are inherently worthy right now as you are. And if it feels like no one else sees that, I see it, but also I hope you have the courage and the bravery to see it in yourself. That is the inner wisdom. That is the message of this heaviness of heart. Okay. I don't know if this is helpful or not. If it is, I hope it was. If not, that's a-okay. But I really enjoyed this. I think this is a really beautiful message and a really important energy to work on.